Some people think about selling a digital product for a year and still never get one listed. Not because they're lazy, it's not because they need more ideas, and not because they have nothing worth selling. Usually, it's one of 6 things that keeps them stuck in almost ready mode. So in this video, I want to help you figure out which one might be happening to you and how to fix it. And if you're over 40, building something on the side, and you want practical help without all the hype, subscribe, because that's exactly what I talk about here every week. All right, let's get into it. The first reason your first digital product still is not done is that you're trying to pick the perfect idea. You keep treating the decision like it has to be permanent. So instead of choosing something simple and useful, you stay stuck comparing ideas, second-guessing yourself, and waiting for clarity you probably will not get in advance. So if your problem is, what if this isn't the right idea? Here's the fix for you. Pick the idea that solves one real problem for one real person and is small enough to finish quickly. Not the biggest idea, not the smartest idea, the most finishable one. You are not looking for certainty here. You are looking for something you can complete. Now, once people finally do pick an idea, a lot of them get stuck in the second problem. They keep consuming instead of deciding. This one feels productive, which is why it fools so many people. You watch another video, you save another post, you open another tab, and you ask one more question. You do a little more research. And none of that feels like procrastination because technically you are working on it. But if you've been circling this for months, the problem probably is not information anymore. The problem is that more information feels safer than making a choice. Because once you choose, now it's going to get real. Now you might be wrong. People might see it. Now you actually have to build the thing. So if that is your problem, here's your fix. Give yourself a decision deadline. Not, I'll think about it this weekend. Not, I'm still researching. But a real deadline. By this date, I am choosing this idea and moving forward with it. That matters because indecision is what keeps a lot of smart people trapped. And honestly, if that is where you are right now, that is exactly why I created my shortcut to selling your first digital product. It's for the person who does not need another pile of inspiration. They just need a simpler path to choose one idea, create something tangible, and get it listed for sale. So if that sounds like you, I'll link that for you down below. Now, let's move into the third reason, because this one takes out a lot of first products. You made the product too big. Now, this happens all the time. It happened to me. You start out saying, I'm just going to make a simple checklist. Then it becomes a workbook, then maybe a template pack, and then maybe a mini course. And then maybe you should add bonuses to it, and then maybe you need a funnel before you can even sell it. And now the thing that was supposed to be your first product has quietly turned into a giant project you keep avoiding. So if your simple idea has grown into something much bigger than what you originally meant to make, that is probably one reason it is still not done. So here's the fix. Shrink it. Not a little, but a lot. Cut it down until it solves one problem in one format, in a way that feels almost too simple. Because your first digital product does not need to prove how smart you are. It needs to prove you can finish something. That's the standard you're going for, okay? You're not trying to be impressive here. You want it finished. Now, even when people do that, there's another reason they still stay stuck. And this one is a little more uncomfortable because the fourth reason your product still is not done is competence anxiety. It's not laziness and it's not a lack of ambition. Competence anxiety, this is the fear that once the product is real, now it can be judged. What if it looks too simple? What if nobody buys it? What if somebody buys and then has questions? What if putting it out there proves I'm not actually good at this? And that fear keeps a lot of really capable people stuck because brainstorming feels safe. Finishing feels visible. And visible feels really vulnerable. So if that is your issue, here's the fix for you. Stop judging your first product by whether it's impressive and start judging it by whether it's useful. A simple product that solves one problem is not weak. That is useful. And useful beats impressive when you're trying to make your first sale. Your first product does not need to show the depth of your expertise. It just needs to help someone make progress. And that is a much better standard. Now, the fifth reason your product still is not done is more practical, but it matters just as much. You don't have a real finish line. Work on my digital product is not a task. It's a guilt cloud. It's vague and it has no clear end. And because of that, it's very easy to keep postponing it. So if this is your problem, the fix is to define done in a very specific way. A real finish line sounds like this. I'm making a Canva template for this type of person. It will include these pages. The first draft will be done by Saturday at 2 p.m. That is a task. That is something that you can complete. Vague projects drag on forever. Defined projects get finished. So if your product is still floating around in your head as this broad, important thing that you want to eventually do, tighten it up. Give it a format, give it a scope, give it a deadline. Now, the sixth reason is the one I really want you to hear. A lot of people have not finished their first digital product because they are treating it like it has to be this major success. And it doesn't. Your first product does not need to prove that you found the perfect niche, built the perfect business, or created the offer that changes your life. Its job is much simpler than that. Its job is to test whether there is a strong match between the person you want to help and the problem they want solved. That's the proof you're looking for. Do people want help with this problem? Does this offer make sense to them? Do they buy? What questions do they ask next? Because that response is what helps you shape the next product you offer. That is how real businesses grow. So if your issue is that you're expecting the first product to do too much, here's your fix. Lower the job of the product. Its job is not to change your life. Its job is to give you a signal. All right, so let's pull this together. If your first digital product still is not done, here is the big reset for you. You're going to choose one person, you're going to choose one problem, and one format. You're going to cut your scope down, and you're going to set a deadline. And publish before you feel fully ready. That's the work. That's what you need to do. Not more brainstorming, not more collecting information, not more making it bigger than it needs to be. Finishing. Because you do not need another year of almost ready. You need one finished product. And once that product is out in the world, now you have something real that you can learn from. You can see if the person-problem pairing is strong. You can see what questions people ask. You can see what they still need help with. And that is what helps you build the next product with a whole lot more confidence. So if you're watching this and you're realizing that your real problem was not a lack of ideas, it was one of these 6 things, that's actually really great news because now you know what to fix. And if you want help getting that first product out of your head and listed for sale, check out my shortcut to selling your first digital product down below in the description. It is designed for the person who is done circling and ready to finish. And if this kind of practical, honest breakdown helps you, subscribe to the channel. I make videos for people who want to build something real, but do not want to waste another year overthinking every step. And tell me in the comments which one got you. Was it trying to pick the perfect idea, making the product too big, research mode, or putting too much pressure on the first product? I read the comments and they help me know what to make next for you. And if you're still stuck on what your first digital product should actually be, watch this video next because that's where I help you choose an idea you can realistically finish instead of just thinking about it. All right, here's to your success and I'll see you next week.